I want to kind of talk about how on your Twitter, your pinned post is a post inside of a post where you say in early 2022, while you're still in college at Syracuse, I'm going to be at the series premiere on Disney Plus for Percy Jackson. And then the post posted above that, I don't know, is it repost, tweet, whatever,
Quote tweet.
quote tweet,
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah.
Quote tweet is an image of you at Percy Jackson's season series premiere for Disney Plus. Um, maybe it's not it's not like oh, I have to be spiteful and like, prove my haters wrong, but like why do you have that there? And is it kind of related to like uh manifesting and being like, hey, I'm going to do this?
Yeah, that one has nothing to do with like any haters or detractors. Like
Well, no,
I only
not
I
haters, but more
sure.
just like this idea of me saying I'm going to do something. I don't care if it sounds ridiculous. And you see, look at it. I did it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I will say too, because even though I just referenced that story, like sure, there have been people who have like doubted me in the past, but I really don't have people like preying on my downfall or some shit like that. Like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
I have a lot of support and I'm very grateful for it, honestly. Like I would not be where I'm at today if I didn't have the people in my corner. And a real quick story, I was laid off last year, around this time last year, and the flurry of texts I got from friends, family, peers, and mentors, people who I was shocked they even had my phone number, that they reached out and texted me and were concerned for me and were rooting for me. That will always mean the world. So I always want to give flowers to my people, because it takes a village, even if they're not working directly with you. We need that support from our people around us. But yeah, no, that tweet, that was, it's a shame that Twitter went through the changes it did, because when it was bought by its current owners, all the old tweets were like erased. So it's actually a triple quote tweet. The original tweet was deleted, but I quote tweeted the original tweet, which was Twitter, the at Twitter account, running this campaign where they were saying, if you can dream it, tweet it. And they had referenced a bunch of old athletes and actors. A very famous one was Simu Liu, the actor who plays Shang-Chi in the Marvel movies, back in 2013, said, "Hey, at Marvel, let's talk. Hashtag Shang-Chi." And 6 years later, he got cast in the role. And so that was like an example that they used. Other athletes were just like, I want to play for the Memphis Grizzlies one day. And boom, they get drafted so and so years later. And so I quote tweeted it being like, I will work the red carpet premiere of Percy Jackson. It's something I believed. It's something I knew I was capable of doing. And it was far enough in advance that I was like, I don't got to scramble to get this together tomorrow. If I just keep working and keep doing things right, I think my journey will get me here. And when that day did come, I believe it was December 13th, 2023, if I'm not mistaken. I remember because my one of my best friends from home, Kevin, shared a birthday with one of the dates of a Percy Jackson event. I think it was this one. Um, yeah, I did a bunch of interviews on that carpet. I screened the first two episodes in the theater, and then had a lovely after party with a lot of good friends that I had made in the industry, and also got to chat with like the actors, which was really cool. Off camera too, which is always the best conversations, the ones that are just like more human, and neither of us are trying to like appease an audience. We're just one on one. But anyways, yeah, I at the beginning of that premiere, before the carpet fully opened, I parked myself right by the logo. I had my microphone in hand and book in the other. I got the photo and I quote tweeted the old tweet, and I said, "Swish." It's a little arrogant, but I was very proud of myself for bringing that thing full circle.
You earned it though. You absolutely earned it.
Thank you for saying that. That's one of the highlights of my life for sure.
How did having a following, a Percy Jackson following, help you get there too? Because while you were in college, you created a lot of Percy Jackson content on your personal Instagram. And not only did that help build a Percy Jackson brand, but it also built Liam Crowley's brand as an entertainment media person.
Yeah, it made the world a difference, genuinely. Like I knew at the second that the Percy Jackson series was announced, I wanted that to be like my beat, so to speak. Like to make a sports comparison, you can cover the NBA, but you want your beat to be the Boston Celtics. So you figure out a way to like, or I don't know, you hitch your wagon to a team that might be in a rebuild phase. And not to say I guess you could say Percy Jackson was in a rebuild phase because the movies had come out in the early 2010s and they didn't satisfy general audiences or diehard fans of the books. So when Disney Plus announced the reboot, it technically was a rebuild. And I knew I wanted that to be my Marvel, my Star Wars, because it is. Like, I grew up on those books. That was my first franchise. When I was 7 years old and I read The Lightning Thief, I was so proud of myself because I was like, oh my God, I just read like 360 pages and comprehended it all. And now I'm obsessed with this lore and Greek mythology. And my first and only tattoo right now is of the fall of Icarus. Like, I love these stories, and they've genuinely influenced my career. Like, my obsession with Percy Jackson got me into the crossover element of the Marvel movies, which got me into film in general, which then boom, light bulb moment. I want to be a film reporter, a film TV host, and stuff like that. And so, yeah, as soon as announcements started getting made, at the time, I didn't have an outlet to like platform them. So rather than wait around until I had the chance to write an article or make a video, I just made like tweets on my Twitter, or I made a YouTube video when Walker Scobell was cast as Percy, just being like, this is why this kid is perfect for this role. And at the time, because it was an unproven franchise, not really any other outlets or personalities were doing things with Percy. And so by getting in early, I had built the trust of the diehard audience to the point now where, and this is a funny story because if anyone from the Percy fandom watches this podcast, I feel like I'm revealing something here. I took a picture of myself with a Percy Jackson like banner at New York Comic Con a couple weeks ago when I was there. And it was just a selfie with me with the banner in the background. And I just captioned it soon. And I was referencing the fact that the show comes out soon. The show comes out in December, season 2. And it got like 1,000 likes, and everyone's like, what does this mean? And I'm like, I'm just taking a selfie with the poster. Like, it was a very like honest, just like me being like, I'm excited for season 2 to come around. But I say that because like the only reason a tweet like that does traction is because the audience has been familiar with my work with that franchise specifically for genuinely, now it's crazy to say this out loud, 5.5 years. The film series, the Disney Plus series was announced in April of 2020, even not 2022, 2020 even. And so I've been doing a little bit of coverage of it on almost a daily or weekly basis since. And now that we're in season 2 and the show's a massive hit, the #1 show in Disney Plus history, and all these other outlets like want to sink their teeth into it. And they're doing a great job, but I can confidently say in my space, like, I know the books at an expert level, and I can bring my own unique lens to it that is definitely appreciated by the fandom. And that means a lot to me. Like, anytime I see a comment that's just like, we love Liam's interviews, like, that's not lost on me. And I feel responsible. I feel responsibility from that. I'm like, I can't rest on the laurels of a past success. Like, now I need to uphold that gold standard with every single one going forward. So yeah, to answer your question, to bring it full circle, having a following related to the franchise that was built from day one, from the ground up, is the reason why I'm anywhere within that franchise specifically.
Well, I'd also say that the reason you're anywhere in the Percy Jackson space is because you didn't wait for anything too. You said, look, I want to make content. I may not have a platform ready for me, so I'm just going to make my own. That has to go into it. Being a bold.
Yeah, yeah, that's one of that is the best advice anyone who's getting into the reporting, broadcast, content creation space in general. The best advice you can ever get is just start. Too often people wait until they're like, well, I got to get the right mic, and I got to get the right camera, and I got to get a ring light, and I have to be inspired. No, you just got to start. Like, that's the only, like, you got to equate it to sports or equate it to cooking or any other passion. Like, no one waited until they were perfect to start dribbling a basketball for the first time. No one waited until they had the right ingredients to make food. Like, if you're hungry, you're going to figure out a way to eat. Damn, that's kind of a bar. Whoa. Oh my God, that was off the dome right
I'm
there.
gonna make sure to clip that one for the
Oh
short.
my
That will be for
God.
the shorts.
Wow. I'm like shocked myself right now. But it's true. Like if you care about this stuff and you want to do something with it, um you'll just start. And that's like I'm guilty of this too. There have been so many times, so many content opportunities I've had. I got two shoe boxes full of keepsakes from the past 5 years of doing entertainment media, whether they be ticket stubs, whether they be press badges, whether they be literally just an envelope that had a ticket to an after party in there. And I've had this idea for months of just like, why don't I just do a series of like the story behind this little trinket or this little trinket? And I've just been like, oh no, I gotta wait till I get the right background and the right lighting. And while I'm still waiting to do that series because I'm not holding my own advice, I have started just telling stories on TikTok just off the cuff, just being like, I'm not going to worry about editing. I'm not going to worry about polishing it up. I'm just going to press record, start talking. Whether I talk for a minute straight or 8 minutes straight, we'll tell a cool story and we'll go from there. And it's honestly, if all else fails, I don't care about the views. It's about building up the skill. Like I feel more comfortable talking on camera and talking without a filter and being forced to just go and not restart all the time because I'm giving myself the opportunity to have the reps of, getting used to this kind of stuff. So yeah, if you're
Well,
if you're hungry, you'll figure out a way to eat.